Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS) is the national standards body of India. The core activities of BIS are standard formulation, conformity assessment, that is, product certification, system certification, foreign manufacturers certification scheme, FMCS, and registration scheme, hallmarking, laboratory services, consumer engagement, and training. 9 branch offices function under Chennai Regional Office, Chennai Branch Office 1, Chennai Branch Office 2, Coimbatore, Madurai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Jubilee, and Kochi.
I am G. Bhavani, Scientist E and Head of Chennai Branch Office 1 of Bureau of Indian Standards. The Chennai office, then Madras, was established in 1957. The year 2007 marks the Diamond Jubilee of BIS and the Golden Jubilee of Chennai office. The ISI building for the Southern Regional Office and Laboratory Complex was inaugurated by Shri T.A. Pai, Union Minister of Industry and Civil Supplies at Madras on 12 July 1976 in the presence of Shri B.S. Krishnamachari, DG ISI. After shifting of laboratory from the main building in 1988, Marks Department Chennai was divided into Marks Department 1 and 2, dealing with non-engineering and engineering products respectively. After that, Marks Department 2 was renamed as Chennai Branch Office 1. Bureau of Indian Standards, Chennai Branch Office 1, CNBO 1, has jurisdiction over 4 districts of Tamil Nadu and the Union Territory of Puducherry. CNBO 1 is the custodian of more than 663 product certification licenses and more than 2,000 hallmarking licenses. Product certification licensees are generally manufacturers of steel, tires, cement, electrical product, and packaged drinking water. Out of the 663 product certification licenses, 491 licenses covering 38 different Indian standards are under mandatory certification, which implies that they shall not be manufactured or sold in India without a valid BIS license. 172 licenses covering 95 Indian standards are under voluntary certification scheme. Chennai Branch Office 1 consists of a head, 4 dealing officers, 1 section officer, 1 standards promotion officer, 1 hallmarking agent, and 8 staff. Now let us have a brief about the different roles assigned to our dealing officers and the products which are being dealt by them.
I am Jose Charles, Scientist D, working as Certification Enforcement Officer in Chennai Branch Office 1. Other responsibilities include I am the first appellant authority of Chennai Branch 1. Prior to this, I worked for the BIS SRO Laboratory as well as BIS Central Laboratory Sahibabad and BIS Kerala Branch Office as a Certification Officer. Apart from the certification work, I also take part as an auditor in laboratory assessment, BIS Management System Certification, BIS Hallmarking, and as a resource person for BIS National Institute of Training and Standardization. As a dealing officer, presently handling over 210 licenses covering 50 products under the BIS Certification Conformity Assessment Scheme, out of which 20 products are covered under mandatory certification and 30 products are covered under voluntary certification. The majority of the products are under mandatory certification covering ETD, MTD, FAD, and some of the important products like outdoor or indoor type of oil immersed distribution transformers up to and including 2500 kVA and 33 kV, that is as per IS 1180 part 1. Then we also deal with three-phase AC motors, that is induction motors, energy efficient induction motors as per IS 12615. Electrical accessories like circuit breakers for overcurrent protection and overcurrent and similar installation purposes, and low voltage fuses for voltage not exceeding 1100 volt. Electrical accessories, circuit breakers for overcurrent protection and for household and similar installations part 1, circuit breakers for AC operations as per IS IEC 60898 part 1, low voltage fuses for voltages not exceeding 1000 volt or 500 volt DC part 2 fuses for use by authorized persons, that is as per IS IEC 60269 part 2, residual current operated circuit breakers for household and similar uses part 1, circuit breakers without integral overcurrent protection, that is RCCBs as per IS IEC 12640, plugs and sockets outlets of rated voltage up to and including 250 voltage and rated current up to and including 16 amps as per IS 1293, switches for domestic and similar purposes as per IS 3854, AC static watt hour meters class 1 and class 2 as per IS 13779, PVC insulated heavy duty electric cables part 1 for working voltages up to and including 1100 volts as per IS 1554 part 1, halogen free flame retardant cables HFFR cables for working voltages up to and including 1100 volts as per IS 17048, polyvinyl chloride insulated and sheathed cables, cords and rigid and flexible conductors for rated voltage up to and including 1100 volt as per IS 694, safety of electric toys as per IS 15644, explosive atmospheres part 1, equipment protection by flameproof enclosures as per IEC 60079 part 1, then explosive atmosphere equipment protection by intrinsic safety that is IEC 6079 part 11, domestic gas stoves for use with liquid petroleum gases as per IS 4246, then domestic pressure cookers as per IS 2347, domestic electric food mixers, liquidizers and grinders and centrifugal juicers as per IS 4250 are the few products dealt by me in CNBO 1. Halogen free fire retardant cables for working voltages up to and including 1100 volt as per IS 17048 2018. CNBO 1 has granted its first license as per IS 17048 2018 as the regional first license. This cable is used for lighting installation including cables for low temperature applications. These cables may be used for DC systems for rated voltages up to and including 1500 volt. These cables are suitable for use for conductors temperatures not exceeding 70 degree and for thermoplastic or 90 degree for thermosetting, that is cross-linked materials. When plastic containing halogens which burns, these halogens are related from the jackets and get into breathing air. The combination of water produces an acid that is toxic to humans. Halogen free is therefore particularly important if the user has to pay particular attention to the danger posed by the potential fire.
I am D. Bhanukiran, Scientist D, Chennai Branch Office 1. As a dealing officer, I deal with some important products like safety glass for architectural purposes, medical protective equipment like coveralls, sterilizers, masks, etc. textile products like HDPE sacks for sugar, rice, plastic, etc., and some chemical products. Out of the 140 licenses assigned to me, 106 licenses covering 3 different Indian standards are under mandatory certification, and 34 licenses covering 22 different Indian standards are under voluntary certification. One of the important products which I deal is protective clothing for firefighters as per IS 16890-2018, which covers the general clothing design, the minimum performance levels of clothing used, and methods of tests for determining these performance levels. This protective equipment is used by firefighters during rescue operations and while firefighting, but cannot be used as special clothing used in high-risk situations such as specialized firefighting. An All India First license was granted for this product recently by Chennai Branch Office 1, and it was widely publicized by conducting an All India First award ceremony due to its extensive use in hazardous environment. Other important products include surgical masks, coverall for COVID, and filtering half masks commonly known as N95 masks.
I am G. Durga Prasad, Scientist B, Chennai Branch Office 1. As a dealing officer, I am dealing with important steel products like billets, blooms, angles, tubes, channels, etc. Electrodes for welding purposes, engines used in agriculture purposes, safety glass for road transport, automobile wheel rims, etc. Out of 161 licenses assigned to me, 131 licenses covering 9 different Indian standards are under mandatory certification, and 30 licenses covering 19 different Indian standards are under voluntary certification. One of the important products which I deal with are automobile tires for passenger and commercial vehicles as per IS 15627-2005, that is 2 and 3 wheel motorcycles and quadricycles, and 15633-2005, that is passenger cars, and 15636-2012, that is for commercial vehicles. For each type of vehicles, the requirements are different depending upon the final application. They are tested for various parameters to ensure the safety of passengers like tire strength, durability, wear resistance indicators, load and speed performance tests. All the major manufacturers of tires are having a license in this branch. Thus, BIS helps in assuring the quality of the product. Also, a certificate of conformity is granted for retroreflective devices for bicycles, a first one of its kind in southern region, which are highly essential for the cycle riders, especially at night time. Also, I am the market surveillance coordinator of the branch, and we will draw 2 market samples per year for each licensee from open market to ensure compliance. Also, I am designated as complaints and legal officer of the branch to deal with the various complaints we receive through BIS Care app, mails, and even offline or postal complaints. Action will be taken to address the complaint and to conduct search and seizure operations whenever required. The case, if found to be in violation of the provisions of BIS Act 2016, legal action will be initiated in the court of law against the accused parties.
I am Josnapriya Raghu, Scientist B, Chennai Branch Office 1. As a dealing officer, I deal with some important civil engineering products like OPC and PPC cement, HSD Steel Bars and wires for concrete reinforcement, HDPE and UPVC pipes for portable water supplies, marine and general purpose plywoods, and electronic products like behind the ear hearing aids. Out of 145 licenses assigned to me, 113 licenses covering 6 different Indian standards are under mandatory certification. One of the important product which I am dealing with is high strength deformed steel bars and wires for concrete reinforcement as per Indian standard 1786-2008. Concrete has good compressive strength but poor tensile strength, and that's why HSD steel bars are needed to reinforce the concrete cement. The rips on the surface of the TMT bars provides enhanced anchorage in concrete structures so as to hold it in the place and avoid slippage of the concrete materials from the reinforced bars. Major mechanical tests for quality checking of HSD steel bars includes tensile test, pull-out test, bend test, and rebend test. Chemical analysis of HSD steel bars of various grades includes percentage of carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, and phosphorus. Along with the product certification work, I am working as a coordinator for Hallmarking scheme and maintenance of BO web page, in which we can find all the specific information regarding Chennai Branch Office 1.
I am Uma Balraj, Section Officer of Chennai Branch Office 1, and I am a dealing officer for Hallmarking scheme. Hallmarking was mandatory since 16 June 2021. As on 31st March 2021, there were 589 licenses for hallmarking in Chennai Branch Office 1. Due to various programs conducted by CNBO 1 for the jewelers, there was a tremendous growth in the increase of number of licenses, that is, as on date, 2,342 licenses. Since 16 June 2021, each and every hallmark jewelry will be given an HUID number, that is, Hallmark Unique Identification Number. When an HUID number is searched in our Biscare app, the complete details of that particular jewelry will be provided.